I'm Sky. Let's talk about books. So I'm participating in the Reading Rush this year. Here's my TBR. I feel so fancy. I'm like a real booktuber. I've never done a readathon. I tried to do a buzzwordathon that Books and Lala did, and I wanted to vlog it, and I wanted to do it, and I'm now still finishing the books that I was supposed to read that week. And I'm talking about from months ago, not the most recent one, the who, what, when, where, why one. Literally, I still have 2 books that I picked up for that to finish. So that bodes well for this. But I do NaNoWriMo every single year, which is the National Novel Writing Month, which is every November. When I was a kid, we used to do it for homeschooling. It was a big thing in our family. And I've continued it into my adult years, and I've only not finished my novel, like, I'd say 2, maybe 3 years, which out of 14 years of doing that is pretty good. So I really think the thing that keeps me going with NaNoWriMo is the website, where you can get achievements and badges and things like that. And there's like a community if you want there to be one, and you can get prompts, and like there's writing sprints online, all that sort of thing. Stuff that is so cool. Oh, I didn't even mention the glitter on my face. I'm wearing glitter and like a cute outfit because I'm going to see Come From Away in Cleveland later. I'm very excited. NaNoWriMo, great website, and the Reading Rush has a website now, and I'm very excited about it because you can get badges, which means that I need to have the badges. I need them in my possession. So I'm trying to get as many as possible, which means I have 7 books on my TBR, but this week is also the week of the show I'm in. I'm in a community theater production of Addams Family the Musical, and it performs the 25th through the 28th, and the Reading Rush is the 22nd through the 29th. So I have tech rehearsals and performances 6 of the 7 days the Reading Rush is. So it doesn't bode well, but I really want to do it, and I want to read. And this is very good because I'm also filming another video right now where I read all of the books I own, which is not as many books as some other YouTubers, but I own at least 100, I'd say. Maybe up to 200. That feels like a lot. I'll say 100. And I'm trying to move in the next month or so, and I don't want to take all the books with me because I've kind of decided that I don't want to have books that I don't want to reread anymore. So I have all these books that I've never read, so I don't know if I want to keep them, and I have all these books that I remember hating or just greatly disliking, or even being like, that was okay, but I never need to reread it again, so why do I still own them? So I've decided, just for definitiveness, to reread all the books I own, and then keep the things I like and will want to reread, and get rid of all the other things that I feel meh. Anything that I don't go, I need to reread this again, is leaving. So I only picked books for my Reading Rush TBR that are on my shelf, and I tried to only pick things that I've not read before. I wasn't entirely successful, as you'll see, but I was mostly successful, so that's pretty good. Let's move on to the challenges. So the first challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover. And for this, I'm reading Silo by DJ McHale. And see, it's kind of purpley in here. I didn't have any really good ones for this. All the other purple books I have, I've either read before, or they're the 3rd book in a series, and I don't want to reread the whole series to get to the book. But I've not read this. I got this through one of those Instagram things, where it's message me on Instagram if you want to send books to people and have books sent to you, blah, blah, blah. Everyone says it's a scam, but I got books from it. And so far, no one's sent a bomb to my house, so I feel okay. Through the way that works also means that technically this is someone somewhere's favorite book, which is lit. And I'm very excited to read it. And I don't know what it's about, but it's someone's favorite book, and I own it, and it has purple on the cover, so I'm reading it. The next challenge is to read a book entirely in one spot. I think my spot will probably be right here on this couch. My parents just got a new couch, and it's very nice. So I'll probably read this. And just like every other booktuber in the world, I decided to try and pick a short book so that it will go quicker, and hopefully I can read it all in one go, not just in one spot. And that book is Fire Girl by Tony Abbott. I know this looks like it's a library book, but that's because I bought it at a library sale. I love library sales. I don't know what this is about either, but it's only 154 pages, and I haven't read it, and I own it. We're reading it. The next challenge is to read a book you meant to read last year, and I could have picked pretty much all the books I own that I have not read for this challenge, but I decided to go with The Nest by Cynthia Dupree Sweeney? Dupree Sweeney. I don't know. But I took the bookmark out of this book physically before the video because I started reading this last year and then I didn't finish it. Oh, also I got it for 30% off at Target. What can I say? I'm just a bargain shopper. I don't DNF books, usually. I can count on one hand the amount of books I've DNF'd. Even if I'm hating a book, I will keep reading it unless I think it's going to be damaging to me as a person. So I've only DNF'd a few books that made me really, really anxious or were so scary and I was a kid and knew I was going to have nightmares from it, things like that. So I started reading this book and did not continue, but it's technically not a DNF because I'm going to read it right now. I'm just going to start it over and read the whole thing. I don't think I hated it either. I think I was just bored with it at the moment. So it's about money and family and I don't know. I think that's about it. The next challenge is to read an author's first book, so their debut novel. And for that, I am reading Stray by Stacy Goldblatt. I really wanted to use this for the non-human character one that's coming up because look, there's a dog right on the cover and it's called Stray and there's like a dog tag right here. But I read the synopsis for this to see if I could use it for that, just to make sure. And it's not technically about dogs. It's just about a girl who really likes dogs and apparently she meets someone and she instantly knows what kind of dog they would be. And I think it's more of a contemporary romance where she's the good girl and a bad boy moves to town and she wants to date him. And so yeah, not about dogs itself, I don't think, which is very sad, but it is her debut novel and I own it. I also got this for 50 cents at a book sale. Alright, so the next one is non-human main character. This next one is read a book with a non-human main character. And I kind of cheated, and also I've already read this book, so I failed that goal. But sacrifices have to be made. And that is James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. I've already read it. I read this a few times when I was a kid. I loved it. I expect to still love it. And technically James is the main character, obviously, but look at all these giant bugs that he hangs out with for like the whole freaking book. So even though they're technically not the main characters, pretty much all of the side characters are non-human. So I've decided to count that. And yeah, that's what we're doing. The next one is read a book with 5 or more words in the title. And for that, I'm reading Treasure at the Heart of the Tanglewood by Meredith Ann Pierce. And that has 7 words in it. This is about a girl who's enslaved by a magician, I think, and then escapes, and she has to learn about herself. And also, I think flowers and leaves, like, in roots grow in her hair for some reason, and she has to figure out why that is. And that's really all I know, but I own it. It has more than 5 words, and now I'm excited to read it. Sorry, I was just checking under the cover. I take off covers if the underside looks cuter than the cover, which I thought it might, but it's kind of boring, so I'm just going to leave that on. All right, and our last challenge is to read a book and then watch the movie adaptation. And I was staring at my bookshelf, literally thinking, what am I going to do for this? And then I saw this book that actually has the movie cover on the book, so it has to have a movie. And that's Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. And see, it says now a major motion picture from Walt Disney Pictures. And there's Rory Gilmore from Gilmore Girls. And there's someone else. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to read this. I have a distinct memory when I used to volunteer at the library as a kid of someone telling me about this book and how good it was and how I needed to read it. And I'm finally going to do it. So that's good. I'm going to try and make my dad listen to the audiobook of Tuck Everlasting because we like to do this thing where we read the same book. He listens to the audiobook, I read it, and then we watch the movie together. It's like a cute thing that we've done, mostly with YAs. We started it with Fault in Our Stars when it was like in theaters. And now we just do it when we can, and it would be fun, I think, to do it for this one. And, oh yeah, Tuck Everlasting is about people who live forever because they drank water from the fountain of youth or something, and I think it's about some evil person who wants to prophetize off that. I don't really know, but I'll know after I read it, which hopefully I will. This is my entire TBR, now in reverse order, for the Reading Rush, but if anyone ends up watching this and you want to friend me on the Reading Rush website, I'll put my link in the description. Also, I didn't edit this video. My sister edited it because she's been editing videos for a while and she's trying to make a business out of it. So if you like this editing, let us know. And if you have business inquiries about someone who can edit your videos for you, contact us. And that's about it, I think. Have a nice day. Drive safe. I don't know how people finish videos. I'm just gonna say bye.